Hello, and welcome back to Billy Ho Sports. Continuing coverage of the Stephen Foster Stakes weekend coming up Saturday. Most of all, the preview videos for the undercard is out for your consumption, but I've definitely narrowed down my picks for the Stephen Foster, got a little bit closer to nailing it down. A couple quick announcements before we get into things. At Vale Place has yet to contact me for the Stephen Foster undercard split the pot ticket. So backups graded cards and Lee Reed still have a chance to claim that prize. You have until noon tomorrow to contact me. Either one of you two backups want to contact me ahead of time and get your name in the queue, go ahead and do so. Shout out Lane Wilkerson, who's claimed the Stephen Foster ticket from the other video. So just one more to go. And one more quick announcement, weather alert. The extreme heat and humidity has been wow in Louisville this week. We get it every now and again, and we're used to it. At least once or twice a summer, it hits us like this. But with the extreme heat and humidity come storms, scattered, smothered, and covered. 60% chance on Saturday. The good news is it's going to bring a little relief from this oven that we've been in the last about 5 or 6 days. But we could see a heavy downpour in the morning. I don't know how much rain that will fall before they seal the track, but I trust the maintenance crew at Churchill Downs. They are just absolutely the best in the business. Let's jump into the final analysis for the Stephen Foster. And I'm just going to go through real quick. I've had some final thoughts, but I think I've got everything narrowed down pretty good. So, real quick, first mission is 4-1 morning line odds. I really like this horse. Luis Saez is riding, who's probably my favorite jockey right now. And he won on King's Barnes last year, if you remember, and basically stalking the horse that he's riding in this year's race. So first mission was 4-5 favorite and led most of the way through reasonable fractions. You can see down here, here's the Stephen Foster, and you can see 0.93 favorite, and you can see he led throughout the race and then just didn't have enough juice down the stretch. And it was a -9 opening and -6 closing. So you can see that 48 half mile, and that's not exactly shitting and getting it, because I was there last year and it was just a hot sunny day, just like today. If you took the weather that we're having now and you just knocked off about 10% of the heat and humidity, you'd have about the same temperatures we had last year without the rain. It was nice and dry, beautiful day. It wasn't really all that bad at all. So, with that said, I think the tactical speed that was shown in these two races are what we want out of him, not going to the lead. I don't think he can wire him. So what I think will happen is what they need to do is deploy what they did at Oaklawn Park. And you can see those back-to-back 103s. The best figures this horse has run has been the Ali Sheba, the Clark, and the Lexington, all well over 100 on the Brisnet figures. And you can see third, fifth, fourth, third closing to first. And then you can see third, stalking, close, win by 4. So I think that's the best route to take with this horse. No matter what the pace is, you can let Skippy. But I feel like these back-to-back 103s are right in tune with that form. And for him to run back-to-back, I think this signifies maybe that he's ready for that grade 1 competition where he's succeeded in all the other graded ranks. So first mission is definitely a little higher on the list. I'd call him a little bit of a sleeper for the win, but I'm still not changing my mind on mind frame. 7-2. I have not pivoted. I'm hoping for an even spread on these odds if they can stay right around the 2 to 3 to 1 to 4 to 1 area, and there's not one that gets dialed in or becomes like the real popular choice. Like with Mystic Dan in the race would definitely help. People love Skippy Longstocking, and Hit Show as Brad Cox, big popular horse coming home from Dubai with the win. I don't think you're going to get any kind of like 9-5s or 8-5s. I feel like everybody's going to be at least 2 to 1 or better. So I'm hoping that even spread on the tote board, but mind frame, I feel like doesn't need the pace. His E2 speed is there. 101, 101, 111 in the Belmont. And look at nothing but 90s. He's still got the hundreds closing too. He's just really got consistent form across the board. And I don't think the fact that he's dialing it back up to 9 furlongs is going to be any big deal. I feel like he's just going to run a monster. So he's my pick to win. Pletcher's been tightening the screws, and now's the time. So get it done, mind frame. Now, Skippy can't knock Skippy. Pretty amazing. He's raced for 5 years, never broke from a typical form cycle with just regular layoffs, no injuries. And as much as I appreciate his consistency, he only really wins when the competition is right for him. Where you got the Grade Two Oaklawn, and he did beat Highland Falls there. He beats good horses. Don't get me wrong. But like, this is not Charlestown. He's not wiring the field, so I don't know if his only really choice here in the matter is probably going to default to the lead under Jose Ortiz. But like I said, this isn't the Charlestown Classic. Uh, I don't know what path he has to the winner's circle because I don't think he can stalk. There's just too much other closing speed in here for him to do that. It's really basically comes down to him getting loose on the lead and then setting some like seriously low fractions like that -14, like you get a 24-49, and that's his chance to win this race. So as much as I love you, Skippy, I can't pick you to win. Sierra Leone, I think a lot of people are warming back up to Sierra Leone. 5-2 morning line. I think with the now the 1.25 mile Travers is a race that he could close out because he had a little bit of extra distance to go at. But if he can get any kind of pace, you obviously seen what he can do. So I think the blueprint is this: Tyler Gaffleone Risen Star Stakes. You can see, and I'll show you the video. You can see he hits the top of the stretch in fourth, but he's only 3 lengths off the lead. So with a long stretch drive like you have at Fairgrounds, he had more than ample time in the slop to get there past Track Phantom. So I think what he needs to do is be within 3-4 lengths of the lead, at least at the turn, because if he's going to try to come from further back than that, he's not going to get there. Now, I do think that he did that in like the Belmont and the Jim Dandy, but you had horses like Fierceness and Dornoch who just had too much speed up front, and I don't think you have that in this race. I still think with a reasonable or an average pace, he can still run them down. So I think if he can get the horse going at second call, then the Sierra Leone train is going to be tough to stop down the stretch. Now, a little shout out, Mystic Dan. Nice 103 in the blame. Some horses just beat you from time to time, and this is the horse that is just going to beat me. I don't feel like he's I think he got a couple of dream trips in his 2 wins. The Southwest was obviously pretty convincing, but he beat Just Steel and Liberal Arts, horses like that. But this win by a nose. I mean, he obviously all remember that trip. You couldn't have gotten a more dream trip than that. Getting squeezed in, rubbing his ass on the rail around the turn, and he basically did a very similar thing in the blame. And I brought it up in the previous video. Antiquarian drifted out right around that turn, pushed post time, pushed other horses out wide, way wide, and he cut off. He basically got a head start and a shorter distance to run down the stretch. So they all started at the top of the stretch with 1,250 feet to go, and he only had to run 1,200, and he was already in a straight line, and everybody else was still turning. So that's basically what it amounted to. So I don't think he gets that, and I don't think he's like any better than Skippy Longstocking or any of these other horses. So he's just not going to be a pick to win underneath only. And same with Hit Show. Hit Show would be more than good enough, but I'm going to play the percentages here, and I have a couple of different things. Number one, horses that traveled to the Mideast and then returned, rarely, almost nil, have won their first race back. I think I pointed out 2 occasions that's happened in this century. So also a rule about long shot winners. He was 40 and change to 1, paid like, I don't know, it was an exorbitant amount of money, but horses wheeling back to win again off long shot winners, rarely put together back to back. I always equate it to golf, where you go out and shoot a 61, and then you come back out the next day, you're not shooting a 61 again, you're shooting a 67. So a 67 from Hit Show is going to put him maybe on the board, but not in the winner's circle. That's kind of how I feel about it. And of course, we'll polish things off with number 7, Ashcroft. Just say a little bit about Dwayne Lucas. Just our prayers are with him, and just really feel awful for him. MRSA is no joke. It almost killed my mother. My mother had MRSA, got MRSA from a colon surgery several years ago, and she contracted that infection, and she was in bad shape. And then once it gets into your bloodstream, it's just only a matter of time. So shout out to the Lucas family and all the connections out there for Dwayne Lucas. Now, this horse, sired by Munnings, seems more like a sprinter to me. So I don't know. I don't know if he's going to go out to the lead. Has shown speed, ran in this grade 2 Lafitte pin guy and tried to break out fast. Ran 104s in the early stages, but I don't think that's fast enough to even beat Skippy to the lead. So maybe lay back and just pray for a pace meltdown, and then maybe run past horses like he did in the Commonwealth in the Knicks Go. That's about the best I can do there for that. So basically, the final analysis is number 2, Mind Frame for the win. It's really close between First Mission and Sierra Leone underneath for the runner up. Then the next tier is Skippy, Mystic Dan, and Hit Show. And then all these horses are more than capable of performing on and off track. So even if we do get sloppy sealed, you've seen them all at one time or another have gotten it done in the slop. So no problem there. I have an exacta key box 2 with the 1-4, and then a trifecta bet 1-2-4 over 1-2-4 overall. So best of luck this weekend, everybody, if you're playing, and we'll see you soon.